ABC Kinderteach presents Build a House, written by Rhiannon Giddens, illustrated by Monica McKay. You brought me here to build your house, to build your house, to build your house. A long time ago, there were slaves in the United States. These slaves were brought over from Africa, and they were forced to do whatever the people that owned them told them to do. Here in this picture, they are being brought to build the house, not for them, but for the people that own them. You brought me here to build your house and grow your garden fine. So not only did they have to build the house, they had to harvest the cotton or pick the cotton, which is hard work. Cotton is very, very thorny, so it hurts your fingers as you do it. I laid the brick to build your house, to build your house, to build your house. I laid the brick to build your house. So they were the ones that built the house that the owner lives in, and he didn't even pay them. He was just made them do it, and if they didn't do it, then he was going to be mean to them. And raise the plants so high. And then you had the house and land. So they build this beautiful house, they pick the cotton, and so they have everything, and they have pretty much nothing. Doesn't seem fair, does it? The house and land, the house and land, and then you had the house and land, and then you told me, go! So after they built the house and after they got the cotton growing and picked, then the person said, go, I don't want you anymore. And so they had to leave. And look at all they had was a bucket, a little bit of clothing, a guitar, a plant, and a donkey. Nothing really much at all. So I found a place to build my house, to build my house, to build my house. So they seem to be pretty happy because they have a little place of their own by the water, and they seem to be pretty happy. I wonder if they're going to stay happy. Let's see. But you said I couldn't build a house, and so you burnt it. So they were mad about him building a house, and so they burned it down. And these people could not do anything about it. They just had to sit back and watch. Down. I learned your words and wrote my song, wrote my song, wrote my song. So when they came over from Africa, they could not speak English, but they learned how to speak English, and they started to write, and they ended up writing a song, and guess what happened to the song? But then you came and took my song and claimed it for your own. So they wrote this song, and then these people just stole the song, didn't pay them for it, just stole it, and they just couldn't do anything about it. So then I traveled far and wide, which means they traveled all over the place. Far and wide, far and wide. So then I traveled far and wide until I found a home. So they traveled around till they found a place where they could build a house that wouldn't be burned down, and hopefully people weren't going to be mean to them. I took my bucket, lowered it down, lowered it down, lowered it down. I took my bucket, lowered it down. The well will never run dry. So they build a well, it looks like. I learned your words and wrote my song, wrote my song, wrote my song. I learned your words and wrote my song. I put my story down. So she wrote a new song about the story of her life, I think. You brought me here to build a house, build a house, build a house. You brought me here to build a house. So I think what's happened here is finally they were able to build a house. Not somebody else's house, their own house. And I will not be moved. So they're saying, we are going to stay here. We're not going to move. And they seem happier.